Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says, when you pray, move your feet. Life is a very funny space for many of us. Things that we hope happen sometimes do, sometimes don't. Sometimes the worst calamities don't occur, and sometimes they do occur. But when people purposefully disrespect you, who purposely go out of their way to cause havoc in your personal and business life, who are jealous of who you are, why you are, and what you are, there is one thing for certain, two things for sure, and I can guarantee you this. God will put you back together in front of the ones who broke you. Say that again. God will put you back together in front of the ones who broke you. When you are deeply rooted in your faith, you can weather any storm. And when I say deeply rooted in your faith, that you truly walk blind in your faith. Many of us say, I walk in blind faith, but we really don't. We measure, we contemplate, we do all these other things. When I make a promise to Allah, I make a promise to Allah. I adhere to that promise. I talked about it before. I slept in my car for 3 months because I told Allah I would. When you work, when you move towards what you want, it may not happen the way you want it to happen or when you want it to happen, but it will happen because you are steadfast in your blessing, steadfast in your faith, steadfast in what you have been called to do. I have ignored this creative career for the bulk of my business and legal affair career. I've tried to skate close to it, center myself around it. I've done everything I could to avoid doing it. Now, things would work. I get a little further, and just when I think everything's about to open up for me, it explodes. And I couldn't figure out why it was exploding because I wasn't living in my truth. I wasn't living in the space that Allah has given me, the gift. Writing, creating, directing, producing, taking thoughts from A, B, and C and putting it together and creating a series because I was afraid. And not afraid what people would think. I was afraid to take something away from me that I worked so hard to get that now just seemed to be frivolous because it was a waste of time and energy and money, my degrees. But what clicked for me, or what changed it, was when one of my TV series I wrote got stolen and was on CBS for 13 seasons. And my agent at the time at WME told me that I couldn't sue because as a black man, I would be banished from Hollywood. And I know that sounds wild and crazy, but there are facts. When you are black, you have to walk a certain way. When you are white, you can do whatever the fuck you want. People will forgive you. If it's a good idea, it's going to make money for them, they'll put everything in the past aside because money is the end route for any TV series or film, play, album, whatever the case may be. There are people who have been betting against me for the longest of time. The $4,500 I earned from the pool of when I was going to flunk out of law school. The group of individuals who said I couldn't do something, and I still pushed to do it, SiriusXM. And though I was down the street from getting what I wanted, and it exploded on the government side, not on my side, I had to take the L with that. When I built my brand and built my business with music producers who were C and D level, getting beats placed, getting songs placed, 9/11 happened, and there went my business. The writer strike happened in '08. I had 4 series picked up, placed, ready to go. So went those deals. Things come, things go. But the one thing that remains certain is that it always brought me back to writing. It always brought me back to being a creative. It always brought me back to the space that I didn't think was important. I thought it was a hobby. And in all that, people did what they could to deter me, to block me, to keep me from my full potential. Knocked me down, kicked me in my teeth, threw rocks, bottles at my head, did everything to discourage me, put roadblocks in front of me, walls to climb over, everything they did. Some think they chased me out of Hollywood. Truth of the matter is, I can only live in LA 6 months out of the year. The air quality is horrible for my lungs. And my longevity in my life is more important than basking in the sun, breathing in the smog. That's why I left LA. I didn't leave LA because I couldn't make it. I left LA because of health reasons. It's not a healthy place to live if you are an asthmatic. But everything that I do now, everything I'm working towards, even this podcast, there have been so many people like, oh, I want to do a podcast, Malik. Oh, I want to do a podcast. Okay, let's do it. I'll come to your house, set up my equipment. We can go. What do you mean you're going to set up your equipment? I don't understand. What do you mean you don't understand? I bought the equipment so that I could go do it. I spent $5,500 on a MacBook Pro so that I could have the equipment I needed so that I could podcast anywhere. I have the ability to travel with my equipment. Why? Because I want to be able to do things the way I want to do it. I can produce an album right now. I can record my podcast. I can create videos to go along with whatever I'm working on now because I allowed the thing that I was afraid of to shine through. Now, I can't tell you why I was afraid of it. Not that I couldn't do it. Not that I thought about what people would think about it. I don't really care about that. I think there was something internally about it. I had to sit with what it is. And part of it is responsibility. Part of it was I can't be frivolous. I can't do what I need to do while my mother is still alive. And I said this to somebody and they were appalled when I said, the greatest gift my mother gave me dying was I no longer had a responsibility to anybody but myself. Firstborn syndrome. And since then, my creativity has shot through the roof. I have written a musical. I have written a play. I am working on my second play and my second musical. Second musical is raunchy. It ain't for kids. I have a one-man show that I am writing, as well as using my skills as a director, as a producer, and as a writer, and developing them in spaces that ordinarily I wouldn't walk into. I've done the talent thing. I love it, but I don't like the response I get from it. Most people are very insecure when somebody walks in and can just say, what do you want me to do? Okay, and give it to you that way. They don't like that. I don't fit the ideal Hollywood body type. I'm not obese, 5'9", thick, but I'm black and I'm educated. And that's a problem. I should be dumb, get a check, and do what I have to do. Not when I can negotiate my own deals. Not where I can spot contract flaws. Not when I have the contracts from these companies because I've had to negotiate them for my clients or people who I work for. God has a way of bringing you back to what you're supposed to be doing. And I have fallen apart many a time. But Allah has always centered me back. I have dealt with my heartache, hardships, and Allah always brings me centered back. And the weirdest thing about being centered and being protected by your faith, regardless of what you believe in, for me, It's watching the haters baffled that I could still stand, still walk forward, head held high, as if nothing happened. Like I said in the other podcast, wisdom comes from doing. Wisdom teaches you to survive. When you truly close your eyes and walk in blind faith, miracles happen. So I want you to ask yourself this question. Is your faith conditional or unconditional? Because if it's conditional, you can't expect God to put you back together when you question the power of God. If it's unconditional, you accept the falls, the headaches, and the problems because you know that those falls, headaches, and problems are preparing you for what is to come. So you are already set how to deflect the problems, the headaches, and the things that people are going to throw at you to destroy you. Remember, if you truly believe in your faith and you truly believe in the power of your faith, stepping out blindly opens up doors you can't even imagine. Stay woke. We out.